recently, steel plate being turned out at Abbey Works, Port Talbot, served as the raw material for a new venture in Wales, the building of ships. The steel was offloaded at the Atlantic Shipbuilding Company's works at the Newport docks. But to the shipbuilders, the arrival of the steel was only another step in the long months of planning and building. She saw her real beginnings in the mould loft. Here she's laid out full size and the templates and patterns made up in wood. It's an exact job, but also a job that requires an artist's eye. These craftsmen develop a certain feeling for the line of the ship, and that line, adjusted minutely here and there by their eye alone, has much to do with her seaworthiness. It's true that a ship is but steel, but no two are ever the same. And it's these craftsmen who give the vessel her temperament and her particular characteristics. Eventually, the templates and patterns made up in thin wood are collected by the fabrication men and are translated accurately into steel, into the thousands of separate pieces that go to make up a vessel. A lot of these pieces are assembled in the prefabrication sheds into entire sections of the ship, and then transported to the dry dock on trailers. At this point, it takes some imagination to figure out that it is a ship these men are building. The bulkheads and prefabricated sections are spread about over the floor of the dry dock like an untidy giant's Meccano set. But section after section is brought in and fitted into place. The vessel slowly begins to take on her identity. The job becomes tidier. And soon it's a matter of fitting and installing her internal gear. The fitting goes on, until one grey morning, with nothing in particular to mark it, except perhaps some personal excitement here and there, the men who build the Manicouagan quietly let her out of the dry dock and into the calm waters of the river. At this stage, she's but an empty hull, but you'd never mistake her for anything but a freighter. Every line of her spells cargo and more cargo. The rest of the fitting out was done at the dockside, where the Manicouagan was berthed by a tug. Eventually, after crossing the Atlantic, she'll sail the Canadian Great Lakes as a wood pulp carrier, plying in the summers between the northern ports of Lake Superior and the paper mills to the south, and spending her winters snug in the river ice of Montreal. The Manicouagan is the second entirely Welsh ship to be made of material from the Steel Company of Wales. The first of the group, the Baie Comeau, was completed last August, and at that time a party headed by Lady Lennox Boyd came down to the berth at the Newport docks for the christening ceremony. And after an address which expresses the heartfelt wishes of many Welshmen for this new venture, Lady Lennox Boyd named the Baie Comeau and gave her a blessing. God be with this ship and those who sail in her. Shortly after, the Baie Comeau set off on her maiden voyage to begin her new life in Canada.